Hey there, y'all. Come with me. Come with me. We're going to pick some things. But first, look at my very first Satsuma oranges, weathering 20-degree weather underneath that cloth. And 300 cloves of garlic, which is the theme of today's video. We're going to be doing something with 40 cloves, 40 cloves of garlic. But these seem to be growing great. Looking forward to spring. But come down the driveway with me as I waddle toward the jalapeno plant to pick some jalapenos for the second video we'll do today. Oh, a deer has eaten half my plant, but he or she left me 3 peppers, so we'll take those. As the weather is going to be hard freezing for the next week or so. And of course, the ever-present Brucey the garden cat. Now we're going to pick some Malabar spinach because as soon as a really hard freeze hits tonight, this will be slime. So the last Malabar spinach of the season. I've got a lot frozen in the freezer, but this we'll use fresh. So come with me to the kitchen. Hey y'all, Lisa here with our Georgia Suburban Homestead. Thank you for joining me today for another episode of Cooking with Lisa. I'm going to be doing a stew that Charlie really enjoys, that I haven't made this in years, using my crock pot. And it's really easy. My dear. Charlie just went and cut some fresh rosemary. I'd forgotten it. Can you imagine forgetting your rosemary? First thing you do is one stick of celery, and I typically just cut the ends off that are usually kind of bruised and discolored. We'll cut the celery in half, then in half again, and I put that on the bottom of the crock pot with a couple of sprigs, like 8-inch sprigs, couple of 3 sprigs of fresh rosemary. Spider webs. Portobello mushrooms, cut in half, handful of those. Some are big, so they could be cut in thirds. Then you have to have 40 cloves of garlic. Yes, 40, still in their paper. I'm going to put maybe 10 in here. And this is really complicated. You have your chicken, a whole chicken washed, pull out the neck, feed it to your possums. Then you're going to turn this breast side up and put it down there on top of the celery and the garlic cloves and rosemary that you put there. And then I'm going to chop the celery, rough chop. Distribute that. Put a couple of sprigs of rosemary inside the chicken with a few of the garlic cloves. And then I'm going to get some salt and pepper and put salt and pepper over the top of the chicken. I'll be right back. I reuse plastic bottles. I think this bottle is probably several years old, and grind my own pepper. So this is home ground pepper. I use a melange of red, black, and green peppercorns. Table salt. My trusty friend, turmeric. Turmeric helps us with inflammation. About a teaspoon, maybe a little less than a teaspoon. And then I'm going to chop carrots. Just a rough chop on the carrots. I'm using half an onion. You can use a whole onion. You can put shallots. Do you like shallots today, Charlie?
Nah. I would fight with the garlic.
Onions don't need to be chopped small, just a rough chop will do it. And over the top we're going to put the rest of these 40 cloves. Okay, at this point, if you are restricted on having alcohol, whether it's a religious restriction or a personal one, you can either use the nastiest tasting beer you can find, and in my opinion this is the nastiest tasting beer, but I don't really drink. I do cook with alcohol because, you know, in the cooking process the alcohol burns off, and some religious people will argue with me, but the science of it is alcohol is gone by the time you serve it, so it should be halal. But if you don't want to cook with alcohol, you can use apple cider, just plain apple cider, or just water. But it's best with the beer. And you pour that over the top. And you're going to want the fluid level to come about halfway up the side of the crock pot. Which, I'm zero in here, babe. Which is kind of hard to see when you're so full of stuff. But one large can is usually enough. I'm going to dig down and see. Yes, it's about perfect right here. We're going to put our lid on. Lock it down. I forgot to add the Malabar spinach we picked. Oh, Lord. Hopefully that won't look too grody when we stop. Okay. Turn it on. Put your glasses on so you can see what you're doing. Program 4, we're going to want 5 hours at 5 hours on high. So 5 hours on high. We'll see you when the process is done.
Over here.
Okay, so at this point we're lifting out the 40 cloves of garlic still in their paper, and I'm pausing to count the cloves to see if I can find all 40 of them. I think I get pretty close here. And we're putting that in a separate bowl. Again, they're mushy at this point, which is what you want. And now I'm shredding the chicken just with 2 forks. Just shredding the meat up and lifting out all the bones I can find. And, okay. So at this point, I'm squeezing the garlic cloves into a bowl. It's kind of like popping zits. I know that's appetizing to say. But you just squeeze it out into the bowl or not on the counter like I just did. And here we're about to mash up the garlic into a spread. And it's going to be put in between, split the bread in half and slather it like you do with peanut butter. See how the bread's split? And that's how that's done. So here we have a bowl served, and we're about to put that garlic spread in the bread for Charlie. After I served him, I went ahead and added a little bit more salt to the garlic spread for myself. He's on low sodium. But at this point, he's like holding the bread out. You can't see it, it's off camera, but he's like, "Mommy, give me some garlic." And you see I put a good bit on there, and then he smushes it together and puts it into his bowl. And listen to the sounds he makes now as he starts to eat this. This is one of the few times you'll hear him purr like a kitten.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, it's been several years since I made this for you. Is that a mm?
Mm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
We're going to go enjoy it now. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, comment, hit the black bell. See ya.
Bye.